Okay, so everyone, welcome back to Breslov, Efrat, in Charles's base medrash. We don't know, we're discussing how long we're going to be here, but in Mitzvah Hashem, we're here, and we had a beautiful minyan. Yossi, thank you for leading us. So beautiful every day. Wow. Amazing. Mamish, amazing. And Reb David's class, was wonderful. Tanya, okay. So today we're going to start, it's exciting, we're starting a new halacha. Hilchos Hashkamas Habayker. And this is the final building of Hashkamas Habayker in Likutey Halachos. So we did Aleph, Beis, Gimel. Now we're starting, and we finished yesterday Baruch Hashem Dalet, and now today we're going to do Hey, and then we're going to move on to Netilas Yadayim. So this is the last stuff that Reb Noson's going to do, and let's start, and then I'll give you an introduction a little bit, okay? So we saw these words so many times. In other words, make sure that you get up in the morning and make sure that you are the one that wakes up the morning, and not that the morning should wake you up. What a beautiful, beautiful concept that is, and it's so amazing how we started this minyan, maybe perhaps from the learning. So that's like the most beautiful thing possible. Anyway, so the Rebbe says, so now this halacha is something very special. Why? The Rebbe is going to teach us over here the concept of Tefilah that was taken away by the other side. Now the other side takes our Tefilah. So he's going to explain that many times when we daven to Hashem, perhaps something happened and we're davening and we feel like we're a little bit upset at Hashem for something. I don't have the money that I need, or this happened in my life, or that happened in my life. So we come to Hashem with some so to say a taina, with a complaint. So when we do that, we're giving the permission to the other side to take that tefillah. He takes it.
What does he do with it?
Oh, he uses it. He uses it because we said that because that's from the side of din. It's coming from the side of din. Why is it coming from the side of din? Because I feel angry when I'm doing that. So he attaches himself to that. Now we need the tzaddik again. Now we need the tzaddik to daven a tefilah b'koyach, and the tefilah b'koyach will be able to take back the tefillahs that he did. We also learned when we get up in the morning and we connect to the Ar Apanim in the morning when we're davening, and we get up in the morning with our Izbodas, we also can do that. We can take back. We learned the concept when we do that. When we get up early in the morning and we daven and we do our Avodas Hashem, we can also take back our tefillahs that were taken from us. All right,
it's very dangerous to complain to God.
Of course, no, because right. So
you're
what's
telling him, I don't like the way you run the world.
No, exactly. No. So, but the point is that we're learning this Shavisi Hashem and to realize, to recognize that Hashem is with me, to recognize that Hashem is running the world. That's the whole point in this. That's the whole point. So when I realize that Hashem prepared these things for me, so that means every challenge is another opportunity to get closer to Hashem. If I view it that way. In other words, it's there for me to either be upset at Hashem, or I can say to Hashem, listen Hashem, I understand that because I have done something wrong. In other words, again, like we learned, David, just to answer your question, David, the concept that we learned, when we put our hand in our pocket and we try to get a coin out and we get the wrong coin out, so the Gemara says, go figure out what you did wrong, right? So obviously, so you can take from that, if I take that seriously and I'm conscious of these things that happen to me. Most people are not conscious. They just, I got the wrong coin. What's the big deal? What that's life, right? But what we're learning is when we can understand every situation that happens in my life, if I realize it's a message from Hashem. Hashem is trying to give me a message. He's giving me messages on how I can get closer to Him. He wants me to get close, and the whole point is tshuva. We're in Elul now, right? The whole point of the tshuva is to get closer to the Rebbeinu Shalom, to return to who I really am, to the sort of my neshama, which I have to get in touch with. right? So that's the whole point. Then that's why, when we were learning, that tzaddik always can help us through the tzimtzum. The tzaddik can help us through his tzimtzum to teach us these things. To teach us these things that Hashem is giving us messages in our life, and just to pay attention to them. And by doing that, that's an amazing, amazing thing. Yeah.
These Tefilah,
Go ahead, Yossi. Yeah.
So they go to the other side. So it sounds like I'm actually doing harm. Here I am. I think I'm a great
You
guy.
are. You
I'm
are.
showing up to Minyan, davening up a storm.
You are.
And,
No.
and I'm doing nezek.
No. But wait a second. But again, you created something. No, this is very important point. See, someone will say like this. So let's say I'm upset now. So if I'm upset now, maybe I shouldn't daven. Maybe I shouldn't daven because I don't want my tefillah to go to the other side.
Right.
But now here's the thing. But if I can still daven, Hashem really enjoys that with davening. Hashem knows really what's going on in our mind. So yes, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu lets the tefillah go to the other side. He lets him take it. But yet you still have a tefillah. There's something to take back. There's something there. You can get it back. You can get that tefillah back. If you didn't daven that tefillah, then what are you going to get back? It's not there. You understand? Even though you have something,
it's better to go.
It's better to
create damage for the short term.
But that very tefillah will be lifted out of the sitra achel, will be brought back to the side of kedusha.
So that's that's good, and that helps.
But that's a very important concept.
No tefillah goes to waste.
No tefillah will ever go to waste. Whether I daven the right way or not the right way. If I turn to Hashem and I was talking to Hashem, it can't go to waste. Never. Any machshava, dibra, ma'isa, anything I do to Hashem, if I have any thought, speech, or action that I do for Hashem, it's a holy thing. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu, we can always take that back, and that's why we're supposed to daven that. Remember we said the story with the Baal Shem Tov HaKadosh, that he came to the shul and he said he couldn't go in, and the holy student said to him, "But Rebbe, there's nobody in the shul. Why can't we go?" And he says, "The shul's packed." But wait, this packed. There's no one in the shul. No, the shul's full of tefillah. It didn't go anywhere. So these are guys, and he said, why? Because a tefillah without the kavanah, it doesn't have the engine to lift it up to go to Shemayim.
The Alter Rebbe says it doesn't have the wings, right?
It doesn't have the gotcha. That's right, the
At the
gotcha.
same point, there's a beautiful line there when it speaks about that you have tefillahs that didn't ascend, right? Taken, whatever that means, they didn't ascend.
Yeah.
And this is a beautiful thing to think about. The Alter Rebbe, that like, when you have a good tefillah, and you feel great because you had a good tefillah, it could be even better. You know why? Because you didn't just have a good tefillah. When you did that, you opened and the Alter Rebbe says you brought out all those other ones that were stuck.
It's like a rocket
it's
ship.
Like a million times
it's
better
like a
than
rocket ship. When a rocket ship goes up, it takes everything with it.
Right.
You ever see when the rocket ship goes up? So that tefillah, when you can have a real tefillah,
It's taking
so
up
all those tefillahs
the
that
whole
went
year
the
screwed up,
wrong
it's
way,
went up.
and they could be lifted up.
So I have that ability.
You
I
have
can
that
do
ability.
with it. I mean, the tzaddik's obviously doing
When
that.
you have a good tefillah,
I'm
when you
taking other
feel
people- I'm
connected,
taking some of my own from the past.
yes.
And maybe I'm even taking some others.
Yes. When we learned from Reb
Certainly
Nosson that
right.
who's the true Baal Tefillah? Who's a Baal Tefillah? It's someone that can find an Akudah Taiva in everybody in the room. That he's connected. He's a messenger from everybody in the room. And that's what's really going on. Okay? Does it help?
Yeah.
So never to Chas v'Shalom think a Tefillah is ever lost. Chas v'Shalom. No Tefillah is ever lost, and we'll always get them back. And it's just to have the Emunah that when I talk to Hashem, I'm doing good. Even though for the moment it may not be going where it's supposed to go. But so what? Yossi, many times you have papers, right? You have a whole bunch of papers and you just throw them in one pile. Right? But then sooner or later you take the pile and you organize them, right? But you have the papers. If you just threw them all out, you would have nothing, right? But if you had them and you need them, even though they're a big mess, you can put them away, and that's what we're learning about.
I'm thinking about the Mishnah Berurah where it says that people talk during the repetition of the it blocks.
Oh, that's something awful.
But it keeps the.
Yes, yeah. No. But here we're talking about So here we're talking about where someone davened and he came to Hashem with a time, with his complaint.
Okay.
But again, that's Emunah. Think about it.
Yeah.
That's Emunah. I have a complaint. I'm not going to complain to Yankel or Shimon or this. I'm going to Hashem. So that's an amazing thing that he did. Even though the other side can take it, okay, so what? Let him take it. I'll get it back. I'll get it back. And I may even know that. I may even know I'm upset at the moment. I'm going to dive into Hashem and he's going to take, but I'm going to get it back.
Yeah. I mean, look at all the davening from our Amos for the children. I mean,
All right, so let's look inside. So now this time is based on Tikkut Teichacha. To me, it's one of the most special lessons in Likutey Moharan. I still don't understand it. I studied it so many times, and it's just I just love I love the wisdom of the lesson and the deepness of the lesson. It's just remarkable. Where Rabbi Nachman gave this lesson the last Rosh Hashanah, and he gave it as a very long, very complicated term, but amazing. Ayin Sham Kol HaTorah Me'Reisha L'Seifa. So Rabbi Nachman's telling you, if you really want to understand this Torah, what I'm telling you in the depth of what we're going to learn now, in this halacha, you really need to know that Torah from the very beginning to the end. But now look what Rabbi Nachman says. V'hayotzid lanu misham b'kitzur l'neinenu. Rabbi Nachman said, I'm going to give you now the tamsis. I'm going to give you now the crux. Maybe is that the right word to use? The crux of the lesson? The ikar, the main point of the lesson. Sheikar atikin hu al yedei atzadik abal koyach gadol sheyachol lispalel tefila b'chinas din k'may pinchas be'eish shahaya maseh zimri. Okay, so now look. It says by Pinchas, an amazing idea, and this is what Rabbi Nachman speaks so much about. It uses the lashon yipalel. Yipalel means to be. He claimed a claim. He made a claim. Right? Is that right? He made a claim against. He made a.
Is a claim.
A claim, yeah, that's right. It wasn't by Yispala. So what did he do? He took the body of Zimri and Cosby. He laid it. He threw it down, and he said, "Rabbeinu Shalom, because of these two, we're going to lose 24,000." Amazing. That's what the tzaddik does. The tzaddik can go to the Rabbeinu Shalom, and he can, unbelievable. The tzaddik knows how to do that. You know, there's a story from the Holy Kedushas Levi, maybe to help understand this a little bit. So one year, the Holy Kedushas Levi he came in very late. He came in very late to Kol Nidre. Right? It's a time of the year now, so it's good to maybe tell the story. He came in very late. The people were all waiting, and they didn't know what happened. So he says, and he came in with a box. He had a box. He came with a little box. He had a little, maybe it was a little wooden box he came in with. So he said to the other, I want to tell you what happened here. He says, I was walking down the streets in Berdichever. He said, I was worried. I was mamish worried about some gezerah of Klal Yisrael. I was walking, and I didn't know how to break this gzeira. I didn't know what to do. I was trying all Chodesh El. I'm trying with the shayfer. I'm trying with the slichas. I'm trying. It's not working. So he said he was walking down the street, and then he heard there was a girl crying. He heard a girl crying, and he didn't know. He felt at this hour, why it's late in the day? Why is someone crying? What's going on? So he went to the window and he asked her, is everything okay? He said, can I talk to you? So she said, of course. So he went in, and he said to her, what's the matter? What's the matter? She says, when I was a little younger, she was a young girl now, but she said when she was younger, she said that her parents had passed away, and it was her and her brother, and they had to work for the pirates. The landowner that they didn't have any way to pay the rent to where they were going to live, and they had to work. So they went to work, and whatever they did, whatever tasks they had to do, the pirates had a son, And the Parat's son liked this young lady. He wanted this young lady. And he kept trying to talk to her. They wanted her to marry him. He wanted to... And she said, what do I have any shaykhs to... So what happened was one morning she came in and he went over to her and he touched her hair. He touched her. He was trying to give her a hug. So he touched the hair. She was startled and she ran away. She ran away. And she ran home and she cut off her hair. She cut off her hair. She said, how could it be that a guy touched me? How this hair, but it must be because my hair was this and this, that's why it happened. And she was crying because of that. She was mamish crying because this thing that happened. Look how beautiful the Jewish women, the Jewish people are. Unbelievable. So the Kedushas Levi said to the girl, what did you do with the hair when you cut it off? What did you do with it? She said, well, I put it in a box in the closet. So he went to the closet and they found the box, and he took that box and he threw the box on the bima in the shul, and he said, Berdichever, this is what you have. This is your people. And what are you going to make this gezerah for us? This is what you're going to do, Hashem. No, so this is what the tzaddikim would do. They would have the kaya. They knew what to do in order to break the gezerahs. But again, they're in touch with on high. They know what's going on. We don't know what's going on. So Yossi, we were talking yesterday, why do we need the tzaddik? Because the tzaddik knows, he knows what's going on.
He knows the score.
We don't necessarily know.
And he knows to take a situation like,
And he knows how to deal.
be in Zimri, and not pray, because maybe that wasn't a time to pray.
Exactly.
But, debate.
But that was a tefillah in a different way. It was a tefillah with an action. It wasn't just a tefillah. It was a tefillah with an action. He did something unbelievable, right? Yeah. That's what I'm telling you. The lesson is based on this concept. It's such a beautiful, beautiful lesson ches. We could learn it. It would probably take us 3 months. I'm serious. But Emetz Hashem. Okay, Emetz Hashem. We will get to it. Okay, so does that make sense a little bit what we did so far? Kikola kilkulim chas v'sholem. So here we go. We're going back now. We're going all the way back to Bereshis. We're going to be starting Sefer Bereshis in a couple of weeks, folks. Oh, look at that. So what happened was, and it says that the Nachash was Arum. The Nachash was unclothed.
What? Rashi says they're wise.
Why was he so wise?
Right?
So wise about
Does Arum there mean wise?
Yeah. But no. But it means wise, but it's Arum is also naked.
Right.
Also naked. You'll see why in a minute. You'll see. Through that, the fact that the Nachash was Arum, whatever that means, okay, again, this is very, very deep stuff. That's where the taiva of niyaf, the taiva of promiscuity, that's where it comes from. It comes from this fact that the Nachash haya Arum. Shoayadei kilkul hamayach, and that's the kilkul of the mayach. So David, you were just learning before about in Tanya, so unbelievable. Where does the zera come from? It comes from the mayach, and it works its way down. That's what the Zohar says, right? It comes from there, and it comes and it manifests its way down to the area there, and then it makes and that's where the zera comes from. They kilkul hamayach ki adas. So what's So what is kilkul hamayach? Kilkul hamayach is any time that we don't recognize the fact of Hashivisi Hashem L'negdi Sameh. I think I'm alone. Now, that's what this is so important. Where does someone go astray? How can they go astray? If they understand that someone's watching them, think about it. If they understand that a person is standing and watching them, and they're going to turn on something or go somewhere, then, well, if I'm with someone, I'm not going to do that, right? But so the aware, so halachas kama v'kama, when I know that the Rebbeinu Shalom is with me, how can I ever do such a thing? How can I do it if I'm with Hashem? I'm with Hashem is with me here. So that's what kilkul amayach is, when I don't recognize, and that's what we're learning here. The whole point is of getting up at chatzos, tikkun chatzos, the recognizing the whole idea of grounding in us this concept that Hashem is always with me. Ki adas shebemayach shekolo mishleisha maychin hu bechinas shleisha mechitzas prusais bifnei hatayva zais. So there are three. The mind has three quadrants. Is that the right word to use? Quadrants, sections, okay? And in those three sections, there are three divisions. A prusa is like a piece, so it's I think you used the word for division. Mipnei taiva is from this taiva of niyov, the taiva promiscuity. Kishasitra yoinik mi'arachmanas. But when the sitra comes to our rachmanas, when he's yoinik. Yoinik means actually to nurse, right? He nurses. He takes from the Rahman. To a das, the das of knowing of Hashem of Einoid Milvadei. When he could take from that, azai niktan adas, our mind gets low. So in other words, again, the whole concept of this is understanding that it's also shmira sanaya. It's such an important thing because we know va'ayin roya va'klimaya isa avera, right? We know that, right? In other words, first the eye sees and then the guy goes, okay. So the whole point is, and what the eye is connected to the brain, right? Which is connected to the tipa that goes to the zera. Wow, this is very deep stuff. Azai niktan adas, umisham is garbas taiva zois chas v'shalom. So when the das goes down, when the person loses that recognition, that not is not cognizant of the fact that Hashem is with me, so then he allows the sitra acher in, and the sitra acher can entice him to do whatever he'll come to do. But if the tefillah is a tefillah b'din, so what's the tefillah b'din? So tefillah b'din goes both ways, right? There's always two ways. So we said there's a tefillah b'din that when we daven in a way of gevura to Hashem, as a complaint to Hashem, so then what does he say? Because really, if you read this, if you don't understand that, it doesn't make any sense. The tefillah is a bechina of din, but sitracha writes a levla. He wants to take it. But wait a second, if the tefillah is din me'at tzaddik, so then how can he take it? So that's what we understand now. It's really the tefillah din, when I daven in a way of din, where I'm angry at HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I'm angry about a situation, about something, so there the sitracha can come in, and the sitracha can take my tefillah from me, which means he also takes from me that the cognizance that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is with me. So now I need a tzaddik. I need now someone else. I need a big tzaddik now that can daven with a tefillah of din. Because my tefillah of din went sour, so to say. My tefillah b'din went sour because again I was upset about something, whatever the case may be. So now I need a tefillah b'din from a tzaddik, where the tzaddik can actually take back and help me take back that tefillah. But we learned also we can do it ourselves. When every time we daven and we daven in a way that we recognize that I'm standing in front of Hashem. I'm not just saying these words. I'm saying these words in front of the Rebbeinu Shalom. Shal Yedei Zeh Nimshach Nevuah, that's how Nevuah comes. It's a whole big Inyan. Vayedei Zeh Mizbar HaMedameh, and that's how I can be Mizbar HaMedameh. What's Medameh? The koyach of imagination, right? Everything is about imagination, right? We imagine, we imagine I could do this, or I imagine I can't do that. Why don't people do tshuva? They imagine it's impossible. How can I do tshuva? They imagine it. They imagine in their mind. It's a figment of their imagination that they can't do something or they can do something. So it can clarify the medama. What's the medama? The imagination that the person has that I could or I can't do something. But when you can be connected to the tzaddik, and the tzaddik can help me take back that tefillah, and now that tefillah can go to the right place. So then that helps me ultimately with my medama, with my imagination, that I can now start to think the right way, to imagine the right way. I can imagine what it would be like to get up at Chatzos. I can imagine what it would be like to say to do an hour of his Baidus. I can imagine what it would be like to have a Seder Shulchan Aruch every day. I can imagine what it would be like to learn B'chavrusa, the nice sugya. I can imagine these things. Before that, I can't imagine these things. I don't have that. It's not in. It's not. I'm not. It's not in my. It's not in my.
Where does it say when it says V'ayideza Nasan Gerim V'nis Rabbi Kvoda Yisbarach? Then that's telling you that it's talking about the tzaddik.
Where do you say that? Where are you reading?
We finished. We had in the last paragraph.
Oh.
If I understood it correctly.
Yeah.
It says that let's just say Taiva. The other side can come in as Mekalkel, my das, right?
Yeah.
Then I become a victim, right?
Yeah.
And then my tefillah is bedin. I feel bad for myself. I'm complaining to God.
Yeah.
Right? But we said earlier that the tefillah of the tzaddik can be bedin because the tzaddik is like Pinchas. The tzaddik knows, right? He knows the score. He knows how to go in.
But that's the right din.
That's the right din.
That's the right din.
He knows how to use gevura and tefillah.
That's the correct din.
And now we're saying, but this is talking about then it's a vayideza nasin gerim v'nisraba. Where does it say now that it's the tzaddik again that we're talking about now? The fixed.
Vayideza nasin gerim v'nisraba.
That's not tzaddik.
One second. Wait. Koyach she is followed tefillah b'chinazeh. Vayideza nasin gerim v'nisraba.
It says v'azayit tzrichen bal koach gadol shiuchel.
Yeah.
We need the tzaddik. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but wait a second. You went ahead. I didn't get it.
I'm sorry.
I was like, Kayach Agodol sheyuchel espalot tefillah b'chinas din. There's a nase gerim. This rabbi kibbutz is one. And those. How do you get? Okay. So we know that really gerim is something very, very special, and how HaKadosh Baruch Hu really originally at Shiva Yemei Bereshis, HaKadosh Baruch Hu knew already who's going to be a ger and what souls and all of these things. And it's upon us again to go out. And why did Hashem? Gemara says, why did Hashem scatter us around the whole world? To make gerim, because Hashem wanted us to make gerim, to bring non-Jews into because again, why when you do that? Instead of them going around and instead of the Goyim doing what they're doing, now you could bring them in. They come closer. So now, of course, you're increasing the covenant of Hakadosh Baruch Hu in the world. And that's how you get the nevuah. Okay, here we have medaber. And this is the point of the lesson, Chevra. The whole point of this lesson now is chidush olam. What is chidush olam? Chidush olam is to understand that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is mechadesh betuvei b'chol yom tamid maseh bereshis. Tamid maseh bereshis. See, the problem is, and imagine the koyach hamedama that we have is that we believe that we're the same people. I'm the same guy as I was yesterday, and I'm the same guy as I was the day before. And if I'm the same guy that did this wrong, I'm going to do it wrong again. I'm going to do it wrong again because this is who I am. But if I understand this concept that I'm a new person today, I was never in this world before. I'm new. It has nothing to do with what I did yesterday. It has nothing with what I did 5 minutes ago. 5 minutes ago. I'm new right now. I'm always new. Chidush olam. I'm always a new person. I'm brand new. This moment is brand new in history. This moment was never here. I'm new now. The world is new. The Mekayach HaMedama teaches me, shows me, well, wait a second. It's really the same thing. What are you telling me? No, but when you understand this concept, that really HaKadosh Baruch Hu is making the world anew every moment, that means I can be a new person every moment. That means I can get out of whatever mess, and this will promise put the psychiatrists and psychologists out of business. Because what their whole thing is, that this is what happened in the past, they're going back. Shkoyach. Okay, but that was then. Now I'm new. So I did that till now. Okay, but I don't have to do that anymore now because I'm a new person. It's an amazing concept. It's mama's life. If we could live this way, to understand that everything is mamish new right now, and it makes no difference who I was a minute ago. I made a mistake a minute ago, I'll start again. I'll constantly start again. Chiddush ha'olam. The Emunah of Chiddush ha'olam. The world is always new. Chiddush ha'olam. She'ikorin is gala yedei matan Torah. Through then, where did this come from? This came from matan Torah. She'azochu kol Yisrael l'ruach nevuah. At that time by Kabbalah Satira. Wow, imagine we're standing under Har Chagigis. We were standing by Har Sinai. And we were all misnavid. It said that even the Shivcha was able to be misnavid greater than Yecheskel ben Buzi, the Ma'aseh Merkava. Right? The Medrash says that even Yecheskel ben Buzi, can understand the Ma'aseh Merkava from Yecheskel ben Buzi? Who can understand that? But even the Shivcha, the maidservant at that time, understood grace so greater than even Yecheskel, that was a great Navi. Unbelievable, right? So that's how we can understand a little bit of what it means that we have a Ruach Nevuah from Kabbalah. Yeah, go ahead. Yes.
So all right, we have a problem that dates back to the time of the Nachash.
Yes.
He went ahead and messed with our
Right.
And our dot, and the problem is that it's like we have a problem of compassion, of understanding. As you said, we have the ability to do better, to renew ourselves, to connect to higher worlds, connect to a tzaddik. We seem to fall into this way of thinking of I'm the same, I don't stand a chance, it's all just by rote, there's no real rhyme or reason. This type of thinking, which is really the thing.
Which is the opposite of Chiddush Olam.
Which is the opposite of Chiddush Olam.
There you go.
It comes from the Nachash.
Yes.
So, by strengthening myself in this dot, that, no, Hashem really does rule the world. There is Yesh Ma'ayin. There is real compassion. I do have Chiddush Olam.
Yeah.
I'm able to tap into...
Free myself from the Midama that put me into that mess.
And now I can get Nevuah, so to speak.
Which is Nevuah, because I can see ahead. What's in Nevuah? It's a future. I have a future now. I thought I was living in the past. I had no future. I was just, like you said, everything was doing by road.
Right.
But now when I can understand that this concept of Chiddush Ha'olam, where I'm a new person, that's Nevuah. That's Nevuah right there. I'm a new person. I see a future. There's a future for me. Until now, I thought I was rolling down. There was the snowball effect. I was just rolling down, and I was ready for doom.
Yeah.
I was ready for doom. The guy was depressed. The guy was this. But when he understands that, wait, is there such a thing as Chiddush Ha'olam?
Yeah.
So what? So I was involved with this. So what? Okay, now I'm new. Why do I got to keep doing that? Why am I a slave to that? Why do I have to be enslaved to that? You understand? That's what the point is, and that is what the Rebbe is teaching us here, and that's why Reb Nosson is bringing. This is the idea of nevuah, because when I have Chiddush Ha'olam, I can see there's a new horizon. There's a new. I see something brand new that I could not have seen before.
Can I ask you a question?
Why?
A general Breslov question.
Why? Yeah, sure.
This concept of koach hamadama.
Yeah.
Is that generally negative, or it has two sides to it?
Oh, it has. Of course, it has good.
It has good, so the koach hamadama can be negative or positive.
Zelu mazel asa likim.
But when they say koach hamadama, they're not necessarily speaking about a negativity.
No. It could be. It could be
negative.
The koach hamadama was before he understood Chiddush Ha'olam. He was imagining that I'm no good, and I was no good. I'm going to be no good, and I can't get out of this mess, and I'm in this mess, and I need some more medication. I need some more dry. I need some more of this. Because I can't get out of this.
Okay, but it's not negative terminology per se. Like
no, of course it's always good. No. So to change the midama, we live by that.
Right.
Everyone has the koyach of imagination.
Is this koach hamadama? Dimyon, meaning, and the same way also that I see, this taiva is great and it's going to give me all.
That's
pleasure.
Medama.
That's
Exactly.
Medama.
That's the kind of
So-
lesson
To strengthen myself, you're telling me I'm not going to have that as much.
Exactly. No, when I understand Chiddush Olam, I'm a new person right now. So even though I was thinking of this a minute ago, and it's going to bring me to something terrible that I'm going to cause great destruction to myself and to the world and to Kalal Yisrael, why do I have to do that? I can change my Medama. I can now think of something else. I'm not stuck in that thing. In other words, we're going to be thoughts is an imagination. When we think, we're imagining, we perceive things. Why is a person sometimes, a person, when they come to they feel they're going to go somewhere, they're going to be very hot, very cold, because I perceive it. I perceive in my mind that's going to be. So they're not. I am that way. Unbelievable. It's all the way. It's all the koyach of the mind. It's all the koyach of the mind. I had a partner years ago. He was a Korean guy. We were in the plumbing business. Well, it was a long time ago, and he was a 10 degree black belt in Taekwondo, and his father was a master. I met his father. His father was a master. So what he explained to me, what does that mean? He was the master. Back in Korea, he would go in the mountains. To become a master, he would go in the mountains in the winter time. And over there, he said it was really, really cold. He would have to stand in his boxer shorts, and just with the koyach of medama to feel that he's standing in an oven, and he's going to be pouring sweat, standing in a freezing location, freezing, and he has no clothes on, but he's schwitzing. He's schwitzing. Unbelievable. Look, the mind, what the mind can do. What the mind can do. It can make a guy he's supposed to be standing there free, shivering, and meanwhile he's sweating. But it's true, right? You know that, right? You ever hear such a thing, Yossi?
Yeah.
The mind can do these things. The mind can do these things. The mind, it's unbelievable. That's why the Rebbe says simcha is such an important thing. Because when you put your mind to simcha, so then you're always going to be doing the right thing. You feel good. You feel alive, which is the opposite of depression, right? Yeah. I'm telling you, this is a very, very deep lesson. But Baruch Hashem, you're seeing some benefits by this so far?
Yeah, there's definitely one.
Sasha, you want to say anything? No?
I
What?
was just thinking Wim Hof does that.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So sometimes we do this deep breathing. It's very popular now. These cold plunges.
Yeah.
Where you go into, people actually have it with these ice baths. Ice baths, it's a sheet of ice.
Yeah.
And you go in there and because your body says in your mind, you're gonna die, Chaim. You go in this right now, this freezing cold. You're not gonna die.
No.
You're not gonna. And you train your mind. You know what? I'm not going to.
I'm going to be warm in there.
That's already finished. He's sweating already. Yeah, that's already finished.
Well, that's why he's the
I heard the guys
master.
are all right taking it.
I forgot what he called it, a master something or another. But yeah, but whatever. Unbelievable. It's just amazing how you can train your mind. That's what really. That's why I brought that story. I'm always amazed by the different things Hashem put in my life. To meet all these different people all the time in order to be able to give over the last. Unreal, unbelievable. I thank the Rebbe all the time, my spiders, for these things.
So that business with the Korean was worth it for this story.
Yeah.
It was worth it for other reasons too.
Yeah, no. He was a good guy. They're good people. No. He would always tell me, another thing he would always tell me was, he said, I love you. You guys have such a great system, he told me. I said, what do you mean our system? He says,
The Jews?
no, yeah, he said, it's a great system. So I said, what do you mean? He says, I don't know how you do it, but when it comes Friday, he says, how you can just shut everything down, and then you have the Shabbos, and you just relax, and you don't deal with business. He said, we don't have anything like that. We work 7 days a week. We can't stop. Unbelievable. And he said he loved it. He loved the concept. But okay, Baruch Hashem, this is what we have. We have such beauty. How Goyim can see the beauty of Yiddishkeit. It's unbelievable. How we should be zeicha to see the beauty.
The Koreans made the biggest purchase of Art Scroll Talmud.
Yeah.
Before the wars of all time.
Okay.
Exactly the same thing. I was working with 2 Russian reporters,
Yeah.
and I told them, like, I don't work on Saturday. So, like, and then they
Well,
explain in
Saturday.
basic terms, like,
Yeah.
they're like, we need that.
We need that.
We need that.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Help some other things go along with that.
Yeah, so like, you call
So-
me, like, I will not answer.
Let's see if
My
we can.
phone
Let's
will
see, but
not
let's
answer.
just try to get the base, guys. Okay, please. By the Emunah, Zeichen leChiddush Ha'olam. Through Emunah, you can come to this idea of Chiddush Ha'olam. If you have Emunah, that you understand that there's such a thing of Chiddush Ha'olam. If I have that Emunah, I can believe in that. How HaKadosh Baruch Hu is renewing everything, every moment. It's brand new. Every moment is brand new. Then that the Rebbe says. The Rebbe says over there, that's the Chiddush Adam Shalasid, or what it's going to be like in Mirz Hashem when Mashiach comes, and then it says, "Bebechinas lahagid ba'boiker chazdecha ve'munoscha ba'leilos." Look at these beautiful words. So we say this every Friday night, right? Lahagid ba'boiker chazdecha, right? Mizmah Shtil Yom Shabbos, right? Lahagid ba'boiker chazdecha. I'll tell over your chesed in the morning. How? Through the Emunah, v'emunascha ba'leilos. I'll get my infusion of Emunah. I'll be infused with Emunah when I go to sleep on time. So I can get up for Tikkun Chatzos, that I can get up at least an hour after Tikkun Chatzos, so 2 hours, 3 hours, but as long as I get up before Alois HaShachar, right? So I can be Ma'ira the Shachar, right? So then that is the Emunah that I could be able to tell over the Chesed of Hashem in the morning. Bechinas, David, remember see this word? Chadashim la'bakarim rabba u'nasecha, the words from Eicha, and in Baruch Hashem, it changed. When we were reading Megillah, say we saw the light in the Megillah. We saw the light in the Megillah. Unbelievable. The Chiddush Olam hu bechinas Eretz Yisrael. This whole idea of Chiddush Olam is Eretz Yisrael. Chiddush Olam is Eretz Yisrael. Could you believe that? I like my dear Rebbe Reb Chaim Kramer always says. He says, "You mamish, you could see this the best in Eretz Yisrael. How despite there's such a dysfunctional government, but mamish a bunch of buffoons." That's what he says. I'm using his words. Mamish a bunch of buffoons. Those are his words. He should be well. but you see how everything is renewing in Eretz Yisrael. Everything is fresh. Everything's amazing. Everything moves forward. It's unbelievable. It's nothing to what they're doing. As you see, it's HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You see the Chiddush Olam in Chiddush Olam in Eretz Yisrael. Unreal.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
This point of Chiddush Olam
Yeah.
is so critical. I mean, he says Chiddush Olam is Yesh Ma'ayin. Like that's at the source.
Yes.
That Hashem created something from nothing. And intellectually, I don't care I don't care what your last name is, you can't go ahead and comprehend what Yesh Ma'ayin means. To go ahead and to really have an understanding of there's something.
It's impossible because
it's impossible. So
It-
you need to have Emunah. You need to have this Emunah.
Exactly. How can I comprehend nothingness when I'm
Right,
something?
Right. So but I find, but what's the thing that anti-Emunah or this world goes ahead now is in our door? No. It's the Big Bang, or we come from
Yeah,
animals.
those are monkeys and the this and that, and orangutan or whatever they say, right?
This Nikuda, it's the opposite. It's the opposite.
Yeah.
The Sitra, you can almost see where he's coming from.
Yes.
Where does he try to get you on? He tries to get you on. No.
But
He
Yossi-
tries for fools. Me'ayin.
Yossi, didn't we learn just before that the whole idea is we have to stay away from the Chachmas Chitzonius? Why do we have to stay? Because that's what they're trying to put into us. So I stay away from that nonsense. I stay away from that because they're the antithesis against this idea of Chiddush Olam. They're telling you where I came from. Who cares where I came from? I know I came from Hashem, made me the way I am, and I have to deal with who I am right now. That's what I need to know. Sure, yeah.
You know, when you're talking about something from nothing, you're talking about the politicians here.
Yeah.
At the same time, all this is going on, they discover gas in the ocean.
Yeah.
Gas.
Yeah,
gas
yeah.
in the ocean. It's like a font of
Petroleum,
money.
yeah.
And-
Oh, natural gas. They found natural
and
gas,
the other
right?
thing about, since I've come back here, it used to be when I visited here, I'd always hear about water, the water off. Be careful.
Right.
My kids would tell me, turn the water off, I'd leave the water on my dishes, turn it off. Today the water comes from the ocean.
Yeah,
The ocean. We're drinking ocean water.
yeah, but they
It's
can refine it.
unbelievable.
They can refine it, yes.
But
Oh,
a land with no water, except for some springs.
Yes.
And some rain once in a
yes, yes,
while. The ocean.
yes. Look what he says over here. Shehu legales hashkacha. To be megala hashkachas Hashem, hashkacha pratis. How every single thing that happens is exactly the way Hashem perceived it and wanted it for us at that time. So again, why am I going to daven it with a tefilah of kaya, a tefilah of din, the wrong way, when I can understand it's all hashkacha pratis? How that situation I'm going through is exactly what I need. That's the exact recipe. That's the exact prescription of what I need for my healing. I need that. When I can understand that I need that specific thing to heal me spiritually, I view it in a different way. I don't know. I'm grateful to Hashem for the situation. Notice that situation I thought was difficult, I'm now grateful for, because I realize there's a purpose for it. If I'm going through something and there's no purpose for it, so then it's painful. But if I understand that I'm going through something, but there's a purpose for it, then I can, so to say, stomach it. Like
Gedalia Fenster says, it's not happening. It's not happening to me. It's happening for me.
right, and notice, so the example is like this. When I go to the dentist, and I know they're going to hear that that's the worst sound in the world for me. And then the guy's going to give me, I'm going to be paying him. I'm not punching the guy in the nose. Like, what are you doing to me here? You really should punch the guy in the nose. No, but I know that he's really doing this for my good. So if I can understand that a dentist is doing something for my good, Halachos kama v'kama v'kama as HaKadosh Baruch Hu, whatever he's sending my way, he's doing mamash for my good, right? So why would I want to punch HaKadosh Baruch Hu, so to say, in the nose? And why am I upset at HaKadosh Baruch Hu when I know he's doing exactly what I need? Right? So and that's how we can get the Shir Chodesh, that new song of the Niflois, the showing the wonders of Hashem. And that's the voice that gives the water to the gan. And that's how the sustenance for the neshama comes. Okay, whatever, we'll discuss this later. This is where we're going to with the lesson now. The hand, the yad, is holding on to the heel of Esav. And that's where the lesson is going to be going next on that idea. What does it mean that the heel is being held by the hand of Yaakov? Ayin Sham calls a hativ ki noiruhu mai. This is something awesome. This is something wondrous. And I think with Mitzvah Hashem we'll stop here and we'll continue this idea, this amazing idea tomorrow with Mitzvah Hashem. Shkoyach.